Let's see if we got it right out of the box this morning. I've already sent now, we had sound here last night. We just didn't have it, but I see sound moving along the lines here.
Oh, yeah.
So I think we're all good this morning. I've already sent Milton a message and said, we got sound? And so hopefully we got sound. Hopefully everything's good. Yes on the sound. Thank you, Bob. All right, here we go. I'm getting the bugs worked out. It's getting there. Good morning. Glad to have you along. Hey, Sissy Lee. I forgot what county you're in today. She had to travel a couple hours away this week.
Oh.
Lindsay said, "Miss seeing you,
Miss seeing you, Sweet Pea.
We had a good trip.
Yes, y'all did, man.
Up in the mountains.
Fun stuff.
Yeah, and we don't do a whole lot except eat. That's very important. We made we made our round through Gatlinburg on Saturday, which we always do. There is a place, I think it's the Mayfield store, Mayfield Ice Cream.
Oh,
the best funnel cakes. We had just wolfed down breakfast and had to have funnel cake early. Rockingham County, I think, not Rockingham City. Rockingham County.
Yeah.
Addison said Snickers made it all night, and him's the best dog. We finally got dogs separated out last night. Reese went to Camden's, and she has her own room, and they got a baby monitor camera. Morning, Richie, and they watched, and she did great all night. They left him out. And Snickers, I guess, slept with Addison last night. I know Rolo the night before had slept with Kim. Lanny sleeps with Lanny. I've got to. I don't get much sleep. I've got to have some sleep, and I'm not sharing it with dogs. I'll go ahead and tell you. That's right. You're in Reidsville, football capital of the world.
Oh,
Lindsay's at Reidsville. Yeah,
fantastic.
I had forgot about you. She did tell me that.
Fantastic.
And Snickers did. They all went grooming yesterday. We go down to the Daisy Barn down at the old creek, and we got the dogs all cleaned up, and everybody's nice and clean. This is the first time I think we've ever taken them, and the rain was before we took them. Usually, the rain comes in right after I get them groomed, and then it don't do. When you got long-haired dogs like the Doodles, that doesn't do real well. Richie, they have some of the best funnel cake. I kid you not. Up at that Mayfield place.
That's so cool.
And then there is a place that does, and I cannot remember this, that does these flat cookies. I call them flat cookies. And they're about the size of a quarter, and they're really good. The Smoky Mountain Moonshine store is really good. We did our tasting, and I did good. I don't do sweet. Like they had some kind of chocolatey mint that was green. It looked like it had already been eaten one time, and I passed on that. I didn't do it. But they had a honey. They had an apple. Bird's cookies. Thank you, Sissy. They had an apple. It was really nice. And then there is a winery where one of the wines they make, if you've ever had cotton candy grapes.
Yep.
Tastes like the cotton candy grapes. Those are huge. Only place I've ever found them is Publix and Ingles.
Right.
That's the only places I've ever found them.
Yeah, no, Ingles got them.
Yeah, but those are awesome grapes, and of course we had to make a stop there, and they were so nice. If you make a purchase, they give you a ticket, and you just when you come back through town, because we go down one side and come up the other. Yeah,
that's cool.
And so we picked that up on the way up, and Lindsay said they had a caramel. They did. They did have a caramel milkshake. Now, I mean a caramel moonshine. Dylan, who was with us, who is Cannon's boyfriend, he tried the pickles. I passed on the pickles, and I'm glad that I did, because at the moonshine store, they were pickles that were pickled in moonshine. You know, they do apples and they do cherries, but they do pickles. He said they were a little pepper. Yeah, a little on the spicy, and if it were spicy for him, I didn't want any part of it, I can tell you. And then the last place that we hit, if you go down the right-hand side of town, like you're going out of town, and cross the street, down there's like a mini mall. There's a Western store in there. There's a pet store where you buy sweaters and stuff, but there is Tennessee cider. I never miss it. It's the hard cider store. I always have to have some peach. They had a spiced apple that you put this mix in and you serve it hot, and it's a hot cider. Don't care for the hot cider. I want it cold and on tap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Richie said shine pickles. That could be interesting. Yeah, depending on how many you eat, it could be, Richie. But I passed.
It's like that fruit you put in the, or I heard that people put in the bathtub, for the PJ.
Yeah.
And it's just pickle juice.
And then.
Oh man!
See, I never knew what PJ was. We always called it can shake because we made it in a trash can. You get one of them big rubber trash cans, fill that bad boy up. Mm-hmm.
I've heard about those.
Mm-hmm. That was that was way back. Bob
I
said that's an accident waiting to happen on the shine
I
pickles.
went to East Carolina, so
I'm sure you didn't. I don't think East Carolina being the party school and the party school in North Carolina has changed.
Oh,
yeah. And it used to be like 3-to-1 female over male too at one time because of the nursing schools. I don't know what it is now.
Is that right?
There you go, Richie. PJ can shake, cooler juice, jungle juice. Lydia said that's where the name comes from. I thought Jonathan Beam's dad made that up. Is that Cat Square Kool-Aid? That's correct, Andrew. Cat Square Kool-Aid.
Yeah. I was going to say there's got to be a name. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, every town has their name. Yeah. Cat Square
Kool-Aid. That's
fantastic.
Yeah.
You know what? That would be a great marketing tool if someone did
maybe trademark that.
Some stuff out there.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Wow, Milton's experience, he said you clean the trash can with Pool Shock. Get that extra chlorine to kind of make sure it's clean. Just buy a new one.
Well.
Just buy a new one. I was never into the bathtub, bathtub stuff. But a lot of people did. No, I had a neighbor. I had a neighbor when I was in Boone. Made it in the bathtub.
Did they?
Todd says PJ is the eastern part of the state. Beware of the strawberries, just saying. Lindsay said that they used to call it Albee juice because that's Jonathan's dad's name. That was Albee juice. Now, I guarantee you it was Cat Square Kool-Aid up there. That's a Northbrook boy there.
Oh, yeah.
That's a Northbrook boy.
That's fantastic.
But we had some great food. If you ever go to that part of the world, and I'm not getting paid for these endorsements, but if you ever go to that part of the world, there's two places that we never miss, period. There's two places every trip we go. The first one for the casual bar food type is a place called the Blue Moose. Okay, it's right off Teaster in Pigeon Forge. It's called the Blue Moose. It's a local place. It's always packed. But let me tell you, I think we had 3 people in the group. We had 12 of us. There was 3 people in the group. They took my recommendation, not that I've ever eaten one because it's not my thing, but they have the grilled cheeseburger.
Oh,
you take 2 grilled cheese sandwiches and make a cheeseburger out of it instead of using a bun.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's a biggie. Fries are good, and they'll do them 3 ways. They'll do them plain, they'll do them with Cajun seasoning, and they'll also do them with Parmesan. And that's I'm trying to think of the name of those fries. Like truffle fries. If you ever had truffle fries, the Parmesan is the best. I had a Philly wrap, which was awesome. Lindsay said she took 2 bites because that's all she could eat, and it was slap your mama good, and it was. I mean, Wes didn't have any problem barfing the whole thing down. We got some cheese fries and some onion rings and some pickles. They had fried pickles.
Is it lunchtime yet?
That's the place. And then the Saturday night event is up in Sevierville at the Tanger Outlets. It's called the Chop House.
Oh, yeah.
Chop House is
that's legit.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's legit.
No, Mark, they didn't serve mountain oysters. No, I'll pass on that. Thank you. But it was the Chop House was always top of the line. I had the filet medallions and sweet tater, and it was really good. That's 2 places always that when I go, I want to go there I want to go eat at those two places. And the amazing part, both places were very accommodating. When you go with a group of 12, and when we go to the beach, you figure that out.
Oh, yeah.
But we went with a group of 12, and Blue Moose did not take reservations, but we went in. We were seated within about 30 minutes on a Friday night late. Chop House did take reservations. We got there in less than 3 minutes. Our tables were ready. We sit down. And both of those places, well, everywhere that we went, but especially those two that were really, really crowded, the service, the food was on point. You didn't wait. They had it out there. It was amazing considering everything. Oh, yeah. But you can tell those are places that's been doing it for a long time.
Absolutely.
And Link said, where did you eat? There's a Chop House in Greenville and Charleston. Yep. Link said, where did you eat breakfast? We didn't make it to the Apple House. Love Apple House or the Apple Barn. That's the two places over there because it's family style.
Right.
There's a pancake place that's just across the street that we always eat at. And there's two ladies that are hostess that I've seen there as long as I've been going. And I asked her, I said, are y'all owners? And she said, no, we just always worked here. And the one girl had been there 23 years.
That's crazy.
As a hostess.
Oh, my gosh. Dude.
And they're one of those places to where if you don't want pancakes, they've got a special menu that comes with the no pancake special because whatever you order, you get a stack of 3.
Pancakes with it.
Yeah. But they have all the interesting they have crepes and all this fruit they put on waffles and covered up with whipped cream and
sugar-free syrup.
I do sugar-free syrup.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean,
I try to save where I can.
Yeah, I mean, you got to let's just say that someone's on metformin, okay? How many do you recommend and how often on this trip on a daily basis?
For me?
Or
just for someone who's on it?
Let's just say somebody.
I don't think it's going to do any good. It never did any good for me. That's why I had the fat man surgery because it wasn't working. We was going to go to a drip or something. I don't know what we were going to, but I wasn't going to experience it. But it was good. It was good. Let me catch you up if you missed last night. We're down to 2 coaches. I mean, one coach, I think, now that the Saints have made that decision. The Minnesota Vikings are the only team without a head coach at this point, I believe.
Why did they not take Harbaugh? I mean, what was the problem?
I don't know whether they felt like he wasn't in it. I don't know.
The guy was there on signing day, okay? Yep. First of all, if you're Michigan, what's going on? Then all of a sudden he shows up and says, this is where I want to be. Well, if that's the case, then why weren't you there on signing day? The most important day of the year next to playing in, the Ohio State game. Why? How?
I don't know.
God.
I just don't know. And Richie, you're right. Richie said, sorry. They do a Worcestershire garlic butter on top. But let me tell you what else was on my medallions.
God.
It had a few blue cheese crumbles on top. Just that little extra flavor. I could have been a chef, I'm pretty sure. But I'd weigh 7,000 pounds. Richie thought Harbaugh turned it down. No, I think they turned down Harbaugh. My understanding.
Richie, look into that a little more, but everything that I have seen, I believe that he was not welcomed or offered after the interview.
Yeah.
And I think that's when the reports came out that he called Michigan and said, hey, I'm here for as long as you want me.
Yeah.
I believe that's right.
And because he said that he needed to get it out of his system and make a run at it, but if it wasn't there, he was totally committed to Michigan. So
so let's talk about the head coach and who's going to make it.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Let me give the rundown on the head coaches.
Let's do that.
And then the other thing that I don't understand is it important in pro football, is it as important in pro football as it is in college football to promote from within for continuity? I don't think so in the NFL because they're all mercenaries.
Well, and it's college football's getting like the NFL, but there's still a level of professionalism based on contracts and ability to manage personalities or to be the face. In Dallas's part, there's only one face of Dallas, and then you're kind of the manager, okay? and have to put out the, well, why didn't you win? Well, I'm not buying the groceries, so, I'm just here doing my thing.
All right, let me take a break. And when we come back, we'll get into coaching hires and what's Minnesota waiting on.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit mooneyinsurance.com. At Stifel Nicholas, we're committed to offering investors personalized investment guidance. We're a full-service organization with department staffed with professionals that specialize in a wide range of investment opportunities, from the most conservative to the most aggressive. We strive to give each account, regardless of size, careful, individual attention. Call 4Rember today at 828-624-7300. Stifel Nicholas, member SIPC and the New York Stock Exchange. Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. Wow, I almost did that like I knew what I was doing that time. That may be the smoothest we've been since I've got my new setup here. It's not perfect, but it's workable, and it's doing pretty good for right now. Thanks for joining us here on a Tuesday morning. We had a little freezing fog this morning in some places.
Oh.
Yeah, because it was cold.
Hey, quick Avery County story.
Yeah.
All right, September 30th, 2001. I'm coaching Avery County my first year up there. Kickoff, we're playing Owen, who was really, really good. All right, we were in the Western Highlands.
Yeah, 20 years ago. Yeah, they were.
Oh, amazing.
Kenny Ford days.
Kenny's great, man.
Yeah.
He's just a nut. Great guy.
Yeah.
Great guy. Great. So we're out there, and people had been telling me and Mandy since we got up there. We actually built a fire at our house July 4th because it was like 44 degrees outside that night. You know, people were like, "Look, it's different up here. You just need to be ready for anything." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever. I mean, it's North Carolina. How different can it be?" Kickoff, 46 degrees. It's foggy. can't see a thing. I'm up top, and about the end of the first quarter, I told Coach Condry, James Condry, I said, Coach, I can't see anything up here. I'm coming down. He's like, yeah, be careful coming down. He wasn't kidding. Right before I go down, I look down and see Mandy sitting down there with some other people. She's got her boots like this. A pterodactyl comes down out of the sky and lands. I mean, that bird's wingspan was like this. And lands on it. She's got her feet. She's sitting back, heel to toe like this. That bird can't even see her. Lands there, is just looking around, and Mandy's like,
sounds like a buzzard.
That bird was 6 times her size. It was incredible. And all of a sudden, it just she didn't move or anything, and it just left. Well, so I go down the field. 3 seconds before halftime, Owen's punting. They're up 41-0. They fake the punt. All the kids go running down the field, running to the right, looking up. The punter had taken the ball and handed it off to a guy coming behind him. Well, nobody could see him because it was so foggy. So they scored a touchdown, kicked the extra point, whatever. We go in the locker room. We're in there about 20 minutes, come back out. Eeriest, now it's 46 degrees. Eeriest thing ever. We come back out, it's crystal clear. 27 degrees in that fast a moment. People say, oh, it's not true. Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah.
And the fog froze on the field.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the ice crystals were as big as my fingers sticking up. I said, oh, my God, what is going on?
Yeah.
They said, welcome to Avery County.
That's right.
Now, that verbatim, no exaggeration, that
County
is a true story.
Avery County,
oh, my God.
like Watauga County,
Unbelievable.
it is possible to see all 4 seasons in a day.
Yeah, in a day. People
Yeah,
don't understand
yeah.
that. I just wanted to say that right quick.
And the saying in Boone was,
crazy.
if you don't like the weather, wait 15 minutes.
minutes.
Yeah, because it'll change. Richie said that in a quick read, ownership didn't feel like Harbaugh was the right fit for the organization.
Yeah.
So let me give you the head coaches and where they're at, okay? This is a rundown on ESPN. Dennis Allen to the Saints, defensive coordinator through 15 to 21. So that's 6 years. He was head coach at the Raiders from 12 to 14, Broncos defense coordinator in 2011. Now, there is continuity. So you're going to have to see, I'm already – you people drive me crazy. I pay you. Is that not enough? Give me a token or something where I don't have to log in all the time.
Give you a certificate.
Yeah, give me a certificate of participation.
Yeah. Oh God.
Okay. Let me get back to where I was at.
Participation. I'll give you.
And then Lovie Smith to the Texans. He is the associate, or he was the associate head coach and defense coordinator for the Texans. And head coach at Illinois, head coach of the Bucks, head coach of the Bears. So this will be his last opportunity to kind of make it. I like Lovie Smith. I've always liked Lovie Smith. Yeah. But that one may work out. That one may work out. And we'll see what it does for the Deshaun Watson situation. Deshaun Watson – he wanted to go to Miami, but I think he wanted to go to Miami because of a relationship with Brian Flores. Now, I don't know what kind of relationship he had with Lovey. Maybe that's something. Maybe that was part of it. Mike McDaniel, he was the offense coordinator in 2021, run game coordinator from 17 to 20, offensive assistant for the Falcons in 15-16, and receivers coach for Browns in Washington. He goes to the Dolphins from the 49ers, so he spent 4 years with the 49ers. And we'll see what that does for now. I think the other problem is when you've got franchises, organizations that have issues outside the team, it doesn't matter who you bring in. Now, that's just my thoughts.
He's the guy that get command. If I'm remembering this right and reading, he's the guy that commands a tremendous amount of respect from people. Because the way he goes about what he does. And they say that he's got a really, really good mind for, being able to, I guess you call it creativity or whatever, but just this will be interesting. I think that's –
comes outside of a good staff.
Yeah, I mean, I just think he's got a lot of good –
it's amazing how many of these younger coaches are building coaching trees that are kind of working more so than the older guys. Right. I like this hire here. Doug Peterson to the Jaguars. He was head coach of the Eagles. He is a Super Bowl winning coach. He's been with the Chiefs He was a backup quarterback from 1991 to 2004. I don't remember that.
Oh yeah,
I don't remember that.
Yeah. And the thing about it is, he's like Harbaugh. I mean, Harbaugh was a starter, but he was more of But he's NFL. He's an NFL guy. He's kind of like Frank Wright. He's that NFL guy that understands how to. He doesn't get frustrated because he was such a great player and can't understand why everybody else doesn't work as hard as he did. Right. He knew where he was. He's able to deliver the message. I mean, I watched the Super Bowl this weekend that they played in against the Patriots with Nick Foles. Now, I will go on record, and I said this before, that Nick Foles didn't get near enough credit, by a lot of people. Oh, Carson Wentz coming back. He's our guy of the future. No, you don't need somebody that can run fast and has got a really strong arm. What you need somebody is to manage your team and throw little – short passes out of the backfield over the shoulder of the DB or the outside line, whatever. This is where Doug Peterson and Trevor Lawrence, I expect this to be very, very interesting.
If the franchise don't screw it up.
Well, you know what?
That's a dysfunctional franchise.
It is. It is. And it's everything's a popularity contest right now. When you get down to business and business is business, that's why the thing in New England never bothers me like it does a lot of people. Oh, he does this and he does, Belichick and all this. Let me tell you something. He cuts all the crap out of it and focuses on we're moving on to Cincinnati.
You don't have to like the way he does it, but you have to respect what he accomplishes and what he gets out of his players.
But he gets it done.
Yeah.
If he was, he did. I truly don't believe that he gains an advantage by his film crew over there taping another team. I don't think that's why he does it. If anything, it's a distraction and gives people an excuse to not give him credit for what he's anyway. Another
Milton says the Shanahan tree is in the second generation.
Yeah.
From Mike. Yeah. I mean, that's strong. And here's the other thing. This is the thing that I think, and I think Doug Peterson made some mistakes after the Super Bowl. I think it went to his head, wrote a book.
Yeah,
you've done it one time. Don't get all crazy about yourself. And I think he's ready to get back in. But the thing that impressed me when he got into coaching in the league in 2009 was for Andy Reid. He went with Andy Reid to the Chiefs.
Right.
And then he left the Chiefs to take over the Eagles. So he's from a great tree as well. Yeah. I like him. I like him. I think there's some things that he didn't handle properly.
Live and learn, right?
But, it's experience. Yeah, experience is a wonderful teacher.
Absolutely.
Now, Josh McDaniels to the Raiders. His first stint in Denver, and he's admitted, and this is where you learn, I made some mistakes.
Well, I didn't. 6-0. He had too much success early on.
And he was green. He didn't know how to handle it. So, I think that's a good hire there. I think that's a good one for the Raiders. Yeah. Brian Daboll to the Giants, offensive coordinator for the Bills. He also coached at the Patriots for a number of years, for the Chiefs. So I think that's a huge one. I think that's a huge one too.
He was the Alabama offensive coordinator a couple 3 years ago.
Yep, he's another one.
Groomed Matt.
Another one that's going to be a good one, I think. I do not know about this guy because the only thing I know about him is he owned a real estate company in the Cat in the Hat movie. Matt Eberflus. I'm pretty sure that was the same guy, and he was a germaphobe. Maybe it's a brother or relative. I don't know. Defensive coordinator for the Colts from 18 to 21. Cowboys linebacker coach from 11 to 17. Linebacker coach for the Browns from 9 and 10. But there's another one. Again, young head coaches. Nathaniel Hackett, that's another one. Could he be getting the thing set up for Aaron Rodgers to come to Denver? Is Denver the place where old quarterbacks go to win one more and retire?
Gosh, man, I don't know. I think you're talking about the quarterback.
Elway can't pick a quarterback, that's for sure.
Yeah, and the other thing too is in this whole carousel, with where Rodgers is going to go, what I think is going to happen, I think Russell Wilson's going to end up at Tampa Bay.
Okay.
I just got to for some reason, because Leftwich didn't get a job, right? that we know of yet.
Here's the thing. I'm still, and we talked about this last night, I'm still not convinced that Bruce don't hang it up, and that's why Leftwich didn't get a job.
And that's fair. I mean, we were saying the same thing about
I don't think Bruce wants to rebuild.
No, well, he doesn't, but I think he's a guy that likes managing, the team, and he's gotten rid of, the superstar of all time, the GOAT, has retired. So a lot of that media stuff is gone other than, hey, what are you going to do, right?
Yep.
Now he's able to manage a team instead of managing a team of superstars and personalities. AB's gone. He's never coming back. Let me tell you something. The thing that worries me about Deshaun Watson, is the same thing that happened with Le'Veon Bell and with AB. Once you sit out, your body starts regenerating itself, and the calcification of getting crushed on, starts going away, so you're more susceptible, theoretically, of course, to injury and the like. So what does that mean for the quarterback carousel? I mean, think about this, Lane. This is a year where people talk about, Brady's leaving and Watson, what's he going to do?
And it's a really poor quarterback draft.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And I think it really doesn't rely on where Aaron Rodgers ends up. I think the whole thing relies on where Russell Wilson ends up. I just for some reason.
Well, if Pete's not leaving, I don't see Russell staying.
He's not staying, and he's done.
And that's
there.
a mistake on the franchise's part, in my opinion.
What are they thinking?
Andrew says, "What about Matt Rule? What about him, Andrew? He still sucks, and he's still at Carolina, and he's going to be there for another year. How about that?" Milton says Carolina has the wagon hooked to the train wreck. There you go.
Oh my God!
Now the other side is Richie said the Saints need a quarterback too. And it looks like they're going to hang on to Cam and maybe draft a young quarterback at Carolina.
What about Jameis?
Maybe not, but there may not be enough seafood around for Jameis.
You're awful. What? All right, and all kidding aside, what do they do with the guy that's a backup that was the multifunctional player, played fullback?
Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill. I mean, what an amazing player.
Well, here's the thing, though.
That?
I think Taysom Hill was really a pet project of Sean Payton.
No,
so I don't know what his future is,
was.
and they're paying him a pretty good little chunk of change.
So does he end up in New England? That's my question.
Now that I don't know.
But
that's too
you
much
understand
money.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. Milton says Jimmy G to the Bucks.
Ooh.
Somebody's going to get Jimmy G.
I hope he goes to the Steelers.
Here's the thing. That would be a great place to help mature some quarterbacks. Here's the thing, and everybody has said this. He is not that top-tier franchise quarterback because of the mistakes that he makes, but, boy, he can win you some football games.
I was going to say the mistakes he makes, and he still gets them almost to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem. It's the almost.
Almost. So it's never about one person, okay? So we can sit there and throw darts and say, yeah, he didn't do this and he didn't do that. Let me tell you something. Likelihood of play calling or defensive situations, special teams, should not put you in that position to start off with. Do something favorable. Improve the other two. And people say, well, San Francisco defense is really good. It is, all right? But they got a major issue with second and third down conversions, whether it be second long or third and medium, that they got to fix, okay? And again, these are opinions, right? This is not printed out there, whatever, just me observing things. And on special teams, they got to cut it down about 3.5 to 4 yards per return in order to get that extra field position, to have those extra 10 to 20 possessions a year to give Jimmy G the opportunity, especially in the playoffs, to get to the Super Bowl. Sorry, I'm done. Thanks.
Jimmy G, well, Andrew said the mock draft had the Saints taking Matt Corral out of Ole Miss, and that would work. That would work. And then he could sit behind Jameis.
I like Matt Corral for one reason, not for multiple reasons, but the biggest reason is because of Lane Kiffin. The things that he learned in that quarterback room and the way that he understands how to manage a game, the growth that he had in a year. If people did, if you just by happen to follow, Ole Miss or just watch how he developed, I'm telling you that to me, he's almost, I don't want to compare him to Justin Herbert, but I will. He's got that kind of potential, I think. Maybe not right away because he
Herbert we're in too big a hurry to play quarterbacks.
Right. So
Richie said Jimmy G needs to be a Trent Dilfer when he was at Baltimore, and he needs to be a manager. That's all Trent Dilfer was. I mean,
a very good one too,
because the defense was so massive.
It's a great point. Who said that? It's a great point.
Richie did.
Oh, it's a great point.
Brandon said Cowherd said third rounder and Hayden to 49ers for Jimmy G, but Richie said Jimmy G is a free agent. Is he a free agent or a restricted free agent where they have the opportunity to match?
Right.
And who would that be to, Brandon? Who's Hayden? Third rounder and Hayden to the 49ers for Jimmy G. So I don't know who, unless it was the Steelers. The Steelers got somebody named Hayden on them.
Well, yeah, but he's a DB. He's the real old DB from Cleveland. He's about 40.
Okay. That is old. Oh, my God, that's 20-some years.
I mean, he's about your age.
Yeah.
According to JR.
He could be my kid.
Yeah.
He could be my kid.
Lanny's older than you.
Yeah.
I said, okay.
Don't forget you're out of the wheel.
So
that's important.
Let's just go talk about this.
Let me take another time out. We'll come back and we'll choose something else up.
Down meal or a call in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit mooneyinsurance.com. At Stifel Nicholas, we're committed to offering investors personalized investment guidance. We're a full-service organization with department staffed with professionals that specialize in a wide range of investment opportunities, from the most conservative to the most aggressive. We strive to give each account, regardless of size, careful, individual attention. Call Fort Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stifel Nicholas, member SIPC and the New York Stock Exchange. Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. And welcome back. Good to have you in the house.
At least that's what I think anyway.
It's all about what you think.
No.
Nobody outside this room is going to ask you that but me.
That's the truth.
See?
Oh, God.
I told you. Nobody else cares.
God, no kidding, man.
Oh.
Liquid gold's going down good this morning, Lane.
That's good. That's good. Let me give you a couple of things here. These are in my notes from my morning show, but I thought this was pretty important. This has been talked about so many times, and I don't see them changing it, and I can't figure out why. A couple of years ago, USA Today suggested that it was time for the Super Bowl to move to Saturday night.
Oh.
Having the Super Bowl on Sunday makes no sense anymore. It's just because that was the official NFL day.
Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay.
But moving it to Saturday allows everyone to have more fun and while watching the game, not having to worry about how they feel the following Monday.
Nobody works anyway. What are they talking about?
Well, I would like to see the Super Bowl start just a little bit earlier. I'm okay on Sunday, but they have so much in it, the extended halftime.
Yeah.
It's so late,
what
even
time?
though it's like
Start at 5?
I would like to kick off about 5.
Is that? I mean, that's
because
good,
if you kicked
right?
off at 5,
Right.
you could be out by 9:30 at the latest, and even West Coast, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's 5. That's 2.
2,
So you're fine.
And it's on Sunday afternoon.
In Hawaii, get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, watch the game.
And I'm okay. I'm okay, and I don't. But it's like what is it, like 6:21 or something? That's when they started.
Yeah, normally, yeah.
I mean,
And that's Eastern time, just to be clear. Okay.
And the other thing that I don't understand that I wish they would change, talking about it, I mean, not that anybody cares or asks my opinion, the national championship game in football and basketball. It's too late.
You don't like it on Monday nights?
Not as late as it is.
I don't like it at 9 o'clock.
I mean, it's after midnight before
Yeah.
things end up.
Yeah.
But like even the national championship game, 8:20, 8:15 before you kick that thing off.
So just do it on Saturday, you're saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'd like to see it done on Saturday. The problem is you've already got NFL playoff football that's inside.
And there's
there.
an economic component that goes to it too, because theoretically, and I use that word quite often.
Theoretically, I like that.
The money is spent by a majority of people mostly on Friday, from, like 12 p.m. to, 11 p.m. at night.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime on Saturday all day, and then on Sunday from 11 to 4. So you really wouldn't be capturing all the money, because people would be vacating on Sundays and early Monday if you played it on Saturday, where you capture tremendous amounts of more money because of the mass of peoples that are there. I'm just looking at it from an economic standpoint. So there's, that would cause some economic, I wouldn't say hardship, but not the economic potential if you were to move it to Saturday.
Milton says have it on Saturday, Sunday hangover. Yeah, there you go. Richie says Friday night. I don't want it on Friday night. I would just like to see it moved up a little bit. I'm okay. I'm okay. And if the people on the West Coast don't like it, move.
Yeah.
Come out here where the rest of humanity
Oh, they
lives.
already are. They're moving. They're moving east.
I mean,
believe
so
me.
you made that choice. Everything is kind of controlled and dictated by East Coast time.
Well,
I mean,
has to be.
that's a given.
It has to
That's
be,
a
because
given.
that's, as bad as it sounds, California's the eighth largest economy in the world, but that number's probably going to be a little different next time around, and people are moving out this way, so it's becoming even more relevant to have those East Coast start times.
Here's another thing related to the Super Bowl. Did you know that one of the most popular bad searches on Google for this time of year, do you know what it is? Superb owl.
Yeah.
They got the space in the wrong place for Super Bowl. Superb owl. That's one of the most commonly searched.
So who's trademarked that for their business now?
They said it has become a very popular meme
There it is.
Yeah.
So if you call your business that, you're going to get a lot of hits.
Yeah.
That's really smart, though, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Just trying to, navigate the foul up by fast typers or bad typers like.
And the bad part about it, that's 2 real words. So you're not going to get a misspelling. No. It's not going to choke on
Welcome to Superb Owl.
Welcome to the Superb Owl.
Tees. Tiger Man Tees is partnered with Superb Owl.
Link says they're leaving the West Coast as soon as they can.
It is what it is, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like north coming south. That's the other side of it,
there's just a major geographical shift going on, and this happened. This is going to happen in the country, many more times. It just takes, a couple, 3 generational cycles to make it work, or I say to make it work, to make it happen, and it is what it is.
Did you watch the Pro Bowl?
Yes, for about 30 seconds. Okay. All kidding aside, I watched the quarter, and they need, just again, in opinion, they really need to do away with that, or they need to play. Okay?
Right, that's right.
Because what I saw, I mean, they're actually up there handing out MVPs. And it wasn't most valuable player. I don't think it was most valuable performance.
Yeah.
Because it was like theater. A wide receiver would catch a ball, and then he'd be hit but not really tackled, and then another guy would have to grab him so they could blow the whistle instead of tackle. I mean, it was not football. Maybe have a flag football game or something. I don't know, a lineman strongman competition. I don't know what you do. But it's not that. Whatever you do, don't do that. And Laney, it wasn't that long ago when people played the game in the Pro Bowl.
And
it wasn't
some players got mad because it's playing for real.
Right.
Yeah.
So
don't play.
Just name an all-pro team. Everybody take a picture. Do some charity stuff with it, because you do need to give back.
Give them a trip. I'm okay with that.
Why not? It's a celebration.
Do you remember the old oh gosh, what was it called? When they used to compete in little games. It was on ABC. You'd have athletes and you'd have an obstacle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
And they would throw footballs.
And all that stuff. Yeah.
Let them do that. Let people come watch them do that.
They did some of that, where they had Russell Wilson out there. Oh, man, he was tearing it up, by the way. These younger quarterbacks couldn't quite hit those moving targets. Russell's been there like 10 times. Man, he was throwing them deep and hitting the moving target. It was impressive. But the point of all that is people really enjoy seeing them display their skills, and they can do so in a I don't want to say competitive, but non-violent environment. And people can still get the joy out of seeing that, and it gives these professionals the opportunity to promote a cause that they may be interested in, and talk about things.
They all have foundations,
right? Instead of doing all this stuff to during the season and just upsetting people right and left, or making these people happy but upsetting these, that would be the time of year where you could really bring attention to those things, because it's a week in between.
And that's what it could be used for.
Right, and it's 2 weeks in between the Super Bowl. And to me, that's a great time. Now, people do what they want to do. Their platform is theirs, whoever, whatever. I'm just, again, that to me, it makes sense, because
I agree.
It's in between, it's 2 weeks till they play again.
Milton said Hooters is a superb owl. Wow, that's pretty sharp right there. You were thinking. Ronnie said it's no longer entertaining, and that's the problem with the Pro Bowl. And Link said this is true. Long ago, the players needed that Pro Bowl money. That's why they played. Now they don't need that money, and that's why they don't put forth any effort.
Well, think about the MLB All-Star Game. Ever since, was it Pete Rose that about killed that guy in an All-Star game? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
I was a little kid then, but I mean, I just you remember bits and pieces about it. It seems like that was a turning point in like all of sports, and not that they started not playing in there, but it started making people think, well, wait a minute, I could have a career-ending injury.
Yeah,
and that's a viable point.
You do it every
football.
time you lace them up, though.
Right.
That's just the way I look at it.
But it is the point. And a guy tears an ACL or his Achilles tendon, snaps in the Pro Bowl. That's not a lot of time to get ready for next season. People say, yeah, it is. It's 10 months. Let me tell you something. I had 3 of them. And that was back in the day when it was 18 months to get back. Okay. So it is what it is, man.
Andrew said, believe it or not, I chose to watch the race, and believe it or not, NASCAR finally got it right, put on an exciting show. I didn't watch it, so I can't really pass judgment. I'm just frustrated that all NASCAR wants to do is make it more gimmicky. They're not changing the product. They need to change the product.
The show needs to be on the track, not –
yeah, they need to change the product, and
They're
that's
losing
it's
bad.
great that they went to the Coliseum and had a race and created a racetrack, and I get all that. I mean, kind of like when Tennessee went and played in Bristol in the Motor Speedway.
Right.
I mean, I'm not into gimmicks. I'm not into gimmicks. NASCAR has a product that needs to be changed, and until they change it, NASCAR's not going to start to recapture any of its audience because it's the same crap, different day, and they've not adjusted.
So I had a friend of mine stop by the office yesterday morning, and we were talking, and he was telling me he's going down for Speed Week, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he was talking about, the L.A. Coliseum and how they made that major transformation, kind of what Andrew's talking about, But he said that they put 4 feet thick of either concrete or raised it 4 feet, the level, the middle of the field 4 feet, and paved it. Is that right? I mean, I'm sure I heard him right, and then they went in and just tear it all back out and put the field back in.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I mean, I want you to think of L.A. Coliseum. So I don't know what that means, but anyway. But to me, with NASCAR and having alienated a lot of its viewership that love the smaller tracks, North Wilkesboro, those kind of things. And I'm not a NASCAR guru or really.
Me either.
I'm a fan because I have many friends and people that are fans of it. So I'm just because it's old, the old school, right? But why have people not opened up these smaller tracks? Are they being paid off by the larger corporations not to do it? Somebody's getting ready to go do it and like, hey, take this to
NASCAR. Here's the way it worked. NASCAR had X amount of race dates.
Right.
So if you built a new track like Bruton did, and I want to race at my racetrack, I've got to go buy a racetrack.
Right.
And move that date, shut down that track like they did in North Wilkesboro,
Right.
like they did at Rockingham, like they did the second race at Darlington.
Right.
I mean, the list goes on. And Andrew said that they drove on a quarter-mile track, which is smaller than Hickory.
Yeah.
And it's a lot different than a super speedway. Link said NASCAR needs more short tracks in the South. NASCAR has got to get back to the majority of their concentration is the Southeast because that's where NASCAR was the most popular. It's when they got outside that. I'm not saying that you don't have some other places, but you need to bring back that concentration.
You're right, and it's kind of like trying to make ice hockey, in Florida, like or Mississippi.
No. I know. Yeah.
It's more regional based because of the interest, of the people and what they do, what their traditions are, what they've grown up with.
And I forgot about that, Milton. They had a dirt track race on the circuit at Bristol. They filled in that one with dirt, made a dirt track out of it.
What?
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
Holy cow.
And Rich said, I'd love to see the races go back to North Wilkesboro, Rockingham. The drivers can't drive on those tracks.
Right.
When you do the super speedways, you just put your foot on the floor and drive, and you got the restrictor plates on the big super speedways. You can't drive.
Right.
It's kind of like golf. And I've said this before. In golf, quit making the courses longer, make them tougher, or change the ball. Give them a different ball that won't go as far.
Club?
Well, you can't hardly change the clubs, but change the ball, and everybody has to play with the same ball, much like you do in football and other places. But you can't just keep making them longer and longer, and that's what NASCAR's done.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, and it's about leverage when you're driving something, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about a car. Well, I guess it could be. I'm talking about when you're hitting the ball, whether – and the same thing in hockey, right? It's about the the leverage that you're using. And I can tell you that, like let's say the persimmons that I was given, that were used 35, 40 years ago, right? And then I break out that Callaway. The persimmon driver and the Callaway driver are two totally different drivers, but yet you still use them as drive. My point is at what point do you regulate the golf club all right, and I know they do, but I'm saying, do you scale it way back? And then, like you talked about, you make a certain ball, and this is what you play with.
Let me I
don't know.
Trivia question here.
Okay.
Trivia question. The first manufacturer to come out with non-wood woods was TaylorMade.
Okay.
Okay. Do you know what they call the first ones?
I do not.
Where is steel very popular?
Pittsburgh.
They were Pittsburgh Persimmons. That was on the club head.
Wow.
I had some of the first TaylorMade Pittsburgh Persimmons.
How about that?
That they made, yeah. When you said it, when you were talking about persimmon, because that was,
that's interesting.
let's see, maple and persimmon were the two biggest that they made golf heads out of, but that's what they called it. They called them Pittsburgh Persimmons.
You know what's amazing to me, though, Laney? No matter what they that means the ruling body or people that make the decisions, decide to do with any sport, adaptation by the athlete seems to overtake that, and then they've got to try to enforce something else.
It's no different than rules.
Well, that's what I'm saying. No,
whether it's roids or whatever it is.
So it's very interesting. Like in basketball, they talk about, well, maybe we need to raise the basket to 10 feet 6 inches or 11 feet. Go ahead. But in about 10 to 12 years, it ain't going to matter because they're going to adapt to it.
They'll have it dialed in.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying, right? It's the same thing with pitching. They're talking about, well, we need to move the mound back a little bit, or we need to do this. We need to do that. These guys are throwing too hard. They're doing this or doing that. First of all, make sure they got some grip, okay? Because if they don't, you don't want to stand up there and hit if you have any inkling of living a normal life after you get hit, okay? You see what I'm saying? There's all this give and take stuff, and athletes do that. That's what they do when they perfect their sport or really get efficient at it. This is what happens.
When you come back, we've got to have some serious baseball talk, okay? But let me give you this little tidbit here. A half of a Honus Wagner card sells at auction for $475,960.
Half.
Okay. A T206 back in August, a complete one sold for $6.6 million. Okay. There had not been a Honus Wagner card sell for under $1 million until this one on this half card.
Right.
Half a card for $500,000. And it's not even real pictures back in the day.
So is it going to be like the NFTs?
I can't even wrap my mind around NFTs.
Well, no, what I'm saying is this is, the times, will adjust to the current circumstances that are presented, right? That's what it did with those baseball cards back in the day. That's what it's showing now. Now, how does modern times, with people that are dependent and 100% comfortable with technology, how does that factor in with memorabilia going forward and, let's say, the next 80 to 100 years? Probably the next 20, because that will be the equivalent to the last 80 to 100 as far as, the speed of technology and the way things are sped up. So it's just interesting to me if things, in virtual world, what they call the metaverse. I heard the other day, and I'll let it go at this, that you will actually be able to put on your goggles, okay, and be able to watch a football game as if you are sitting. There's already some capability for certain things, but I'm talking about for the in-home experience for the masses across the country, where you are actually at the game with the sounds, smells, sights, everything, sitting in your home.
So what you're saying, how long is it before the big TV doesn't matter for sporting events because it's all going to be inside a VR?
Well, I think in a matter of 5 to 7 years, but I think the TV will be relevant for the next 25 to 30.
Yeah,
but it won't matter to
some of the experience will change.
It's kind of like when the iPod first came out. It revolutionized some things. It got people thinking. But the whole point of the iPod was to get people handheld so they would be conditioned to hold the cell phone, right? So I think that's probably, and again, I have just be very clear, I have no inside information.
You're just speculating based on how other things have developed and
just
trended.
Things that we look at and talk about, even the stuff you and I talk about off air. all factors into, like, the experience you guys had with your trip.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly, you're going to be able to do that by yourself with your whole family.
Mm-hmm. And everybody be in a different location.
And the whole weekend, it lasts like 35, 40 seconds. But you got it's like Total Recall.
Yeah.
That's where it's going to.
Yeah.
But you know what there's no substitute for? The human touch and the human connection.
That's right.
And that's not a flaw in all this. It's just a reality.
Well, that's why so many, I think it's hurting today's youth because they don't have that part of it.
The older youth. The younger ones do. Like Garrick's age, even Quinn, they are very connected with each other. Like they're emotionally dependent.
That's good to see that come back then.
Yeah, well, no, I'm saying it's cycled through because of technology. God, we got to go. I'm sorry, but technology. And we talked about this before. We had that period where grandparents were actually dependent on the kids to show them how to do things in life. Where now we're starting to cycle back where the parents, and the kids are learning from the parents and the it's going to take another 20, 30 years, but things are cycling back. It was just a great shift in, societal evolution that has caused a lot of the issues, and I say issues, the challenges of today's world.
Let me give you a couple comments. Link says golf par threes do not have to be long to be hard. You're correct. When I go play a golf course and it's got 180 to 200 yard par three, I don't have one of those clubs. Okay, not on a par three. My wife. Thank you for your smart comment, honey. I appreciate that. You probably still have those Pittsburgh persimmons somewhere along with the other 12 sets of golf clubs you have, and I don't have that many. I really don't.
Oh, Kim's great.
Link says the average scores have not come down that much.
Right.
The long putter did not make that much difference. But they got rid of them.
Yeah.
And Andrew said, speaking of rules, are steroids now available for use in baseball? Saw something regarding that due to a rule expiring. That is correct, Andrew. As of December 31st, there is no rule for testing steroids in Major League Baseball. That will be in the new agreement, I'm sure, if we ever get there.
It'll be there.
But that's for another day. I got to go do a real job. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.